When you are sending your offering to the altar, check where your offering is heading to. Please, the mediator, the intercessor, is more important than the sacrifice. The one calling God to intervene between you and God is more important than the sacrifice you are offering. If he has no relationship with God, your sacrifice will not be important. That is why Saul is asking his servant, what do we have to take to Samuel the prophet? Because when we offer a sacrifice, when he is praying, it is Samuel to pray for Saul, not Saul to pray to God. And for the sacrifice to matter, the person praying must matter. It is Samuel praying, then God will accept Saul. But remember, God and sacrifice. There is someone here. The one who is offering prayer, let us call him preacher. Or the altar. So you have a sacrifice, you take it to God, but you bring it to the altar. If this preacher with his altar has a poor relationship with God, God will not listen to him. So your prayer will not reach God because of your preacher. But when there is good relationship between God and this person, your pastor, and you have a poor relationship with God, your pastor will intervene and God will listen to him because of God's covenant with him, and God will answer you. God will answer him because he is intervening for his believer, member of his church. Bwana, ondoa mauti kwa kanisa hili. Bwana, bariki washirika wangu, na washirika ni walevi. So God will listen to the person praying and bless his members, even though some of them are drunkards. Utasikia mtu akiwa anasema, pastor, mimi nimetoa sacrifice. Remember the other lady? Pastor, mimi nimetoa sacrifice. Shilingi 5. Nikatoa mpango wa kando. Nimemwambia ukiletea kichwa mimi naenda kwa madhabahu yangu. Na unaishi na nani? Mpango wa kando mwingine. Anajua umeolewa. Wapi? Nampeleka hivi. And she is offering a sacrifice, and Ezekiel is praying, and God is answering that lady. You ask yourself, what kind of God is this? God is not listening to that lady. God is listening to Ezekiel. God is not answering the lady. God is answering Ezekiel. That is why it matters, you as a believer, whom you are contacting as your preacher, where you are taking your offering, matters a lot. God will answer your sacrifice depending on who receives the sacrifice. Did you listen to what I preached? Am I helping you? And Robert Onyango is asking me, what about tithe? Let me answer Robert Onyango, then we go, I pray for you. I need to pray for you. Okay. Now, tithe. You know, tithe is a sacrifice. It is called covenant sacrifice because God has made a covenant with the tithe. He says, bring the whole tithe just wait. In the sanctuary, so that there may be enough food in my house. Is it like that? Yes. Now remember, my house. If the glory of God has departed from God's house and you take your tithe there, will you harvest anything? God and His glory has left the church and you take your offering, utalima mwamba. Nothing will happen. So your tithe, your sacrifice, must be channeled to the right altar, house of God. Not everywhere written house of God is a real house of God. Not every place written house of God has God's glory. So when you tithe on the right altar, God will receive your sacrifice. But when you tithe on the wrong altar, God has rejected the altar. He has rejected your pastor. He left that place. He is not there. Who is receiving your sacrifice? Who is receiving your tithe? Demons. The glory has left. When the glory of God has left, God has left. So when you tithe there, nothing happens. And you will be disturbed and discouraged, and you will stop going to church, and you will stop giving. So be very careful. You can only be as powerful as your altar, as rich as your altar. And it is only God of your altar that will heal you. That is why people die in the church. Even Dorcas died in the church. She died in the church and she was buried. I repeat, don't give to a pastor because he is closer to you and because he is praying to you over the phone. Utachoka. Give to an altar that can really intercede for you, even if you have no contact with the pastor. Have you ever gone to an altar and never spoken with the pastor and God blessed you? You just give on that altar, you go home, and things are changing positively. Things are changing, and you ask yourself, why now? I've been to this altar. I've not spoken with the pastor. I just attend services, and I give my offerings, and God is blessing me. Why? It is because God is answering his servant. God is answering Samuel. Saul is not God's choice. Samuel warned the Israelites, the coming king will torture you, will kill you. But because Samuel said, you are anointed now, he is anointed.